Hi, welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 105. The mainstream media is starting to see what we have been talking about for a very long time. And Sandy Munro can't stop patting Tesla on the back. And France was talking about the flying Tesla Roadster. And Ford is now starting to ship their all-electric van, the e-Transit. And the EV adoption looks to follow the exponential S-curve. And Elon made the Starship presentation this week. And he said it. President Biden actually said it. The name that shall not be said. Tesla. We can all relax now and get on with our lives. He said it. All this and much, much more to come on today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Firstly, President Biden said the word Tesla. Yes, it's true. He did. Take a listen to this.
From iconic companies like GM and Ford building out new electric vehicle production to Tesla, our nation's largest electric vehicle manufacturer, to innovative younger companies like Rivian building electric trucks, or Proterra building electric buses.
And not long after, even the transportation chief credited Tesla for helping making EVs possible in America.
Made in America, does that mean union only? Or made in America, is it good as long as it's providing good jobs for people here in this country?
Look, as you know, the president strongly believes in every worker having the free choice to join a union. We believe in good paying jobs, and we believe that unions built the middle class. We also admire the range of American companies that have innovated, including Tesla, which did so much to make EVs possible in America. Now it's mainstream.
Wow, wonder what Mary Embarrassing is feeling right now. Probably very confused. Now no one will believe me anymore when I'm going out saying we are the leaders in the EV revolution. Now everyone will know the truth. God damn it. But nice to see that maybe the almost 60,000 signatures helped turn the White House around, because they could see they were pissing off a lot of voters by straight up lying, not being willing to even mention Tesla. But no matter what, nice to see Tesla actually starting to get the credit they deserve, including all the people that are or have been working for Tesla through the last decade, making this a reality. And if anyone was in doubt about Tesla's lead in the US, well, they just need to look at the numbers. Here are a chart from Mark Larson showing the EV sales through the years, year to date. Yes, you can take the rest of the auto industry and stack them all together, and they will still not even have sold half of Tesla's sales in the US. And if you think the US government can do something to stop Tesla, well, not a chance. Tesla has been fighting an uphill battle through the fraud and disinformation and lies from big oil and big autos and the mainstream media through the last decade. But now Tesla is too big and an international company. There is no stopping Tesla now. And do you remember this picture when the Tesla Model 3 won the Golden Steering Wheel Award over the BMW and Audi in Germany? Yeah, there's one standing out from all the rest in so many ways. And Elon is still the one standing tall, holding that trophy high. And the rest did not know what just hit them. And now Tesla is about to open their game-changing factory in their backyard. What a journey Tesla has done in this short time. And if you haven't seen my video about how wrong some of these short sellers were, well, check this one out, link down below. And even the mainstream media is starting to get it, what we've been talking about for a very long time. That the Model Y is about to take over the world. But let's start by hearing it from Phil LeBeau.
This is important because California is the largest auto market in the U.S., and this shows just how quickly the Tesla Model Y has gained ground on its competitors in a highly competitive state. Take a look at the final sales figures, and this comes from the California New Car Dealers Association. They put this out every quarter. These are the year-end numbers. Best-selling vehicles in California. Look at the Model Y. just barely behind the Toyota Camry. Now, you might look at this and say, well, of course, it's California. People out there are more prone to be buying electric vehicles. I want you to think about this. It has been less than 2 years since Tesla began delivering Model Ys in the state of California. Now, in less than 2 years, it has become the second best-selling vehicle, and Tesla, by the way, is now the 5th most popular auto brand in California. Keep in mind that Teslas that are bought in California or anywhere else in the United States, they no longer qualify for a federal EV tax credit. So you can't sit there and say, well, yeah, people are getting the tax credit. There's a state tax credit, and there may be local municipalities that have tax credits for EV purchases, but the federal tax credit is not there. And yet, the Model Y has blown by the competition. Guys, this is a bit of a warning to the rest of the auto industry that if you come in with a vehicle like the Model Y that hits with consumers in a certain way, you can blow, they can be quite popular, and that's what we've seen with the Model Y in California.
Yes, the Model Y is the second best-selling vehicle in California, but it was also the best-selling SUV in China in 2021, the biggest car market in the world. And they only started production of the Model Y in China in January 2021. And we know that the Shanghai factory has a run rate of over 800,000 units per year by now, and that the Model Y is outpacing the Model 3 in production in Shanghai. So the Shanghai factory will probably produce about 500,000 Model Ys this year. And the Fremont is pushing out Model Y as well, but soon, very soon, the Model Y will be coming out of Giga, Texas as well. And maybe even the Berlin factory at the end of this quarter or the beginning of next quarter. So Tesla will be able to increase the sales of the Model Y significantly this year. It might not be the best-selling car in 2022, but it's going to be one of the best-selling cars in 2022. Elon will probably end up being right on this one, that the Model Y will become the best-selling car this year by revenue and by volume next year. And all the other OEMs can do is watch Tesla's Model Y take off like a rocket. No one has the production capacity or the batteries to keep up with a growth like that. They can only watch as Tesla leave their playing field and levitate to something the world has never seen before. 2021 was truly a tipping point for the EV revolution and Tesla, and now Tesla is no longer looking back. And we did just see the Model Y is now also coming to the UK as well. Yep, 2022 is going to be the year of the Model Y. And Sandy Munro is still continuing to tear down their Tesla Model S Plaid, and he continues to be very impressed and show a good example of all the changes Tesla does all the time, like this little board they showed off that still looks the same because they use many of the same components and can use the same tools to make it and fit it in the car, but they have just made so many improvements to so many small things, so this little board weighs about 1.3 kilos less than the old one, about 3 pounds. And they also show it with the battery pack that Tesla is now able to fit with the same batteries, 100 kilowatt hours of batteries into a smaller package than Tesla used to have with only 85 kilowatt hours. And as they say about the front part of the car that is holding the motor, it is a package symphony, and no one else has something like this. Sandy can't stop patting Tesla on the back and don't think anyone can throw a rock at Tesla.
Overall, they changed a lot. If you were to look at the original Model S in comparison to this one, you wouldn't even think they were off the same vehicle. So, and man, what a packaging symphony.
People have asked me about the Model S Plaid and is it really what it is? What it's claiming to be. And I mean, you just look at this. Who's got anything like this? Nobody. So I'm very impressed, hugely impressed with what I've seen and heard. I think basically that what we're looking at is is a culture that is nobody else has. Like you said, a symphony. This is truly a good way to put it. I mean, to make this stuff happen, you've got to have a different kind of a culture. But I'm really impressed. Every time I see something, I'm impressed. All in all, again, it's hard to stop, patting Tesla on the back, and we don't get paid for that, by the way. But it's also impossible to ignore how much more effective and efficient this is over anything else we've seen. I mean, it's very difficult for me to even think that somebody could throw a rock at Tesla.
Yes, a very underestimated fact about Tesla and the other OEMs is their culture, as Sandy just said. As I talked about before with Toyota, they are even making a whole new company to learn how to have an agile culture and an agile company, because they know they can't just change the culture in Toyota as of today. As Sandy has also said before, the most difficult things to change in a company is its culture. So yes, they are trying to copy Tesla, but to keep up with Tesla, they would have to change their culture, and we can see just how difficult that is for someone like Volkswagen as well. They have internal fights about how they should do this switch, and this will be their downfall. They're not moving fast enough. But the EV market is moving fast, and it is about to speed up. I saw a nice little chart this week that made a very good showcase of the ramp that electric vehicles are taking. Just look at that line taking off. This is including hybrids. As we can see, both Volkswagen Group and BYD numbers are much higher than what we have talked about before, but that is because that includes Volkswagen and BYD's numbers, including hybrids. But Tesla is of course only pure BEVs. But what do you think this number will be like this year? Please let me know in the comments below, because 8.6% here in 2021, and there were sold a combined of 6.7 million plug-in vehicles in 2021. But I think the market share will go up fast as everyone is trying to ramp up EV production. But ICE sales numbers are falling at the same time, so I do believe we will have more than 10 million plug-in vehicles this year. I actually think that pure BEVs will probably be close to 10 million this year. We did have 4.8 million BEV sales in 2021, so if that will almost double again this year, we could get close to the 10 million pure BEVs. But, maybe just like 8 million, that will still be about 12% of all new sales, because in 2021 there was about 66 million new vehicles sold, but with everyone's ICE sales going down and probably faster than they are ramping up EVs, well, 65 million for this year in new vehicle sales is probably not too far off, so 12% would be about 8 million units. So that will also mean this is the year that the BEVs will get over that famous 10% tipping point we have seen in so many disruptive technologies. That is where they really start taking off and don't slow down until they hit about 70 or 80% market share. And if the plug-in market will make 10 million, that will be close to 16% market share. But maybe we will see a doubling again this year, so maybe we will get to about 13 million plug-in vehicles. And if the total new vehicle sales will be around the 65 million, that would mean that the plug-in market share this year could become as big as 20% market share. I think that would be way faster than most people thought it would happen, maybe except ARK Invest, that thinks we will be at 40 million BEVs by 2025. But if we look at this little S-curve I made in a video about the S-curve of disruptive technologies, well, it ended up looking quite realistic when we look at 2021 and 2022, and maybe 2023 is even a little low. But this S-curve I have put in here was just to illustrate a point, and in this chart it will get a little bit above the 40 million by 2025. So maybe this will be a little slow in 2023, but a little fast in 2025. But I do still think that by 2027 or 2028, it is all over and we will have hit that 80% market share. And everyone that is still making ICE cars, well, that will be a huge problem for these automakers to be sitting with these vehicles that nobody really wants to buy anymore, because EVs will also be far the cheapest option by this point. So no one will want these polluting ICE cars. And for someone like BMW to not want to commit to banning new ICE car sales by 2040, I mean, how blind can you be to what's going on? Yes, we just see more and more numbers confirming what we have been talking about for a couple of years now, and that someone like ARK Invest and Tony Seba has been saying for a decade. The EV revolution is coming, and it's coming fast, and the old legacy automakers are moving, but not moving fast enough. I don't think we will have anyone remaining at the same size as they are today if they do survive, because we have no one except maybe Volvo or Mercedes that is trying to move to 100% EVs by 2030. But this year should give us a great indication of just how fast this switch to EVs will happen. And we of course had to talk about Elon's update on the Starship. Firstly, we saw SpaceX getting the Starship ready for the presentation, where they put the Starship on top of the super heavy booster using the arms of the launch tower. Just this side alone was mind-boggling. But Elon did say they are aiming for 3 Starship launches per week when everything is up and running. This is just amazing, and because the Starship can hold about 100 tons of cargo, it would only take the Starship about 1 year to put up as much mass to space that would be equivalent to all the mass we have ever put into space. In just 1 year, from one Starship launching 3 times a week. Talk about a game-changing product. But Elon also showed what Elon's company does best: deleting parts, simplifying and making it better. As they showed off the Raptor engine, the Raptor 2, that is half the price to build but has 30% more thrust. And just look at it. We can easily see just how much more simple it is. You would not guess that the little one there is the most powerful. And just to show the progress that SpaceX has made in a very short time, from the first hop they did with the prototype of the Starship in August the 27th of 2019, till today that SpaceX has stacked the Starship on top of the super heavy booster with the catching tower, getting ready to try to get this beast to orbit. Amazing job, SpaceX. You are blowing our minds constantly. And as Elon said, let's make this real.
Let's make this real! Cool.
Yes, the first step has already gone from sci-fi to reality. Now we just need SpaceX a little video here to become reality as well. Can't wait to see this one take off. And if you want a little more sci-fi about Elon's most important project, don't forget to see my latest video about this. I made it before the event, that is why there is nothing of SpaceX new footage in this video. But I hit the topic of what Elon is saying pretty good, so go check that one out. There was a lot of good stuff in the presentation. I can highly recommend you go watch it all if you haven't already done so. I will leave a link to the full presentation down below. If you don't have the time to watch it all, I will also leave a link to CNET that made a 10-minute cut of the presentation. And if you want to take a deeper dive, Dr. Know-It-All did already make a reaction video to the presentation straight after the event. I will link it all down below. I know many YouTubers are offering 2 free stocks, but I got the best deal for you. If you live in the US, Hong Kong or China, get 5 free stock valued up to $3,500 each. Yes, you won't get a much better deal than that. Who don't want 5 free stocks, right? Well, you can do that with Moomoo online trading platform if you sign up with my link down below. That will also support the channel. So a win-win for the both of us. If you don't live in the US, Hong Kong or China, you can still download the Moomoo app as I have done, because this is a professional trading platform, so you will have all the information you could possibly want about stocks, drawing tools, communities, news and much more. It is a very impressive and capable app they have made there, so go check that one out. This will not support the show, but you will get a great professional app for keeping an eye on the stock you follow. Enjoy. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this news show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla shorts. And a Fijian attorney general tweeted that after the volcano erupted near Tonga and destroyed their internet, a SpaceX team is now in Fiji establishing the Starlink gateway station to reconnect Tonga to the world. And Elon did even get a lot of hate for this because maybe it was not possible, but now they are getting it done and all the haters can crawl back in their little caves. And Ford is now starting to ship the all-electric van, the e-Transit. So that is very nice, and the demand is strong with over 10,000 pre-orders. So not Tesla strong, of course, but very good for a nice start for Ford to get this electric van off the ground. And we saw on Reddit that the new Model Y will come with heated windscreen wipers. Oh man, could I have used that on my extreme road trip in Norway? If you haven't seen the first 2 episodes, don't miss out. I will leave a link to them in the description below. And last week we heard about Tesla's so-called recall, which just got fixed with an over-the-air update, faster than mainstream media could report on the matter. But this week we have some actual recalls. You know, Audi and Porsche are recalling 32,000 vehicles for misaligned rear axles, and Hyundai Kia is recalling almost 485,000 EVs and tells its owners to park outside due to fire risk. Oh yes, the pouch cells dilemma continues as they won't listen to Elon Musk, that strongly recommended against their use. Just ask GM how their pouch cells are doing. But Rivian is also seeing some problems with their production line. One of them caught fire and the plant was evacuated, but no one was injured. Yep, production is hard. And even though electric vehicles might still be a small percentage of the new car sales, it is already helping with the CO2 emission, as we can see in the UK. Electric vehicles bringing down CO2 emissions of new cars in the UK to lowest level ever. Though only 12% of new sales were zero-emission electric vehicles, emission fell by 11.2% in 2021. Oh yes, we are definitely moving in the right direction. And we finally get the location of Tesla's new design center they have said they will build in China. Tesla is to locate it in Beijing. That's going to be really interesting to follow. And Sawyer shared some pictures about the Cybertruck that was spotted at the Fremont factory, going through a lot of tests. Can't wait to see where this beast is going to end up. It's going to be so much better than originally thought. And the same goes for the Roadster. As Franz just said in a podcast, yes, it is delayed, but that will only make the final product that much better. As Franz said, an exciting flying machine with the SpaceX package. Yeah, the Cybertruck and the flying Roadster. Am I the only one that's just overly excited about these two products? They are just both going to be completely out of this world. And Alex did share some numbers about the loss of range during winter from testing that was done in Norway, and as you can see, they got the same kind of numbers that I was talking about on my road trip movie, where my Tesla lost about 20%, and here we can see their test says 22%. And we also saw this week that Ford has rented this little place to put the F-150 they have produced that they do not have the chips for. Wow, that's some serious supply chain issues right there. And Alex shared some news about Volkswagen. According to the leaked letter to the German dealer, the ID.3 being ordered now will not be delivered this year, and the Audi Q4 e-tron in mid-2023. Wow, and it's not like they are making them in the millions, right? So not that good. And the Volkswagen Group's dealers who plan to sell a total of almost 1,000 vehicles get 15 ID.3s and 24 ID.4s. Wow. Talk about problems in the German auto industry. But Volkswagen still thinks they will lead the electromobility and set the standard in long term. Oh, thanks. That was funny, Miller. And the world's biggest automaker, Toyota, cuts its global sales forecast to 8.25 million vehicles for the current fiscal year ending March 31, from an earlier outlook of 8.55 million vehicles. Toyota said it expects to lose between 100 to 200,000 units of output in March only due to the semiconductor bottleneck, after losing 140,000 units in January from COVID-19 interruptions. And Toyota said it could lose up to 480,000 vehicles of output from January through March. Wow, that does not sound good, but I'm afraid it is not only the COVID interruptions. I don't think Toyota will ever get back to the size it was in its prime, but time will tell. And Drive Tesla Canada reported that the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive and long range was almost sold out in all of Europe in 2022, and it checked most sites, and most of them are sold out until August 2022. And with the amount of Model 3s that Tesla is producing, this is quite astounding. And knowing that the Model Y is coming out and will be coming out from the Berlin factory as well, but the Model Y doesn't really seem to be eating anything of the Model 3 sales. Very impressive. And CNN reported that Elon's old Tesla Roadster was about 234 million miles from Earth. Yes, that must be the furthest a car has ever traveled. Without maintenance. And Jim Farley retweeted that and said, "Wish we could be around to see it return to Earth someday." And it seems like the German politicians are waking up and realizing just how poorly their approval system works. Tesla received support to accelerate Gigapolin's construction approval from German Traffic Lights Coalition. Politicians cite Tesla's factory approval process as an example and call for further procedures to be completed faster by reducing unnecessary steps. You don't say so. This is what Tesla had to submit to the Berlin government. I think we can find a step or two in there that is not needed. And if you still meet people that thinks Elon is nothing but a billionaire and not really an engineer, just show them this. The National Academy of Engineering has selected Elon and 132 others to join their list of members. And Elon tweeted, "Much appreciated." And before we end off with a little bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my news patrons and members of this news show. Teresa Swartz, Frank van Alstein, Carlton Miller, David Porter and Ed. And my Be Nice and You Are members, Rhodey, Malcolm Reynolds. And my thank you for watching members, Arthur Steffens, Ned Johnson, Morten T.H. Bank and Magnus Högström. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this news show. Thank you. And a big and special thanks to Supporter of the Week. And this week's winner is William Hall. William has been a Be Nice and You Are member of my YouTube channel for the last 5 months. Thank you so much for all your support, William. Much, much appreciated. Contact me on this email address so I can get your address so I can send you your t-shirt or mug of your choice. And let's end off with a bit of fun. I found something you can't do with your electric car. Yes, that was some quick thinking. And that is all we have time for in this news show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps this video out a lot. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support, and if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel and get your shout out on this show. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out and some extra perks. Hit the members button to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I tweet all the news as it comes out and more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. Now it's also possible to support the show without buying anything, becoming a member or a patron. There is a link to donation options in the show notes. But going forward, I will be making more videos for patrons and members only. And I will give my YouTube members and patrons early access to my videos whenever possible and make my videos ads free for members and patrons only. So don't miss out. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.